start with chapter 15, sampling distribution. So this is one of the most abstract chapters in the entire course, but we'll get through that. Okay, we'll do it slowly. Okay, so let's start. So what do we want? So what's it all about? So imagine we have a large group of individuals. So we call this a population. A population just means a large group of individuals. So let's make sure we are clear on our notations. So a large group of individuals, meaning that I'm going to use X to represent an observation. That means a data point. Now, other notations that we have used to represent observations include, like we sometimes use X1, X sub 2, so on and so forth, okay? But here, just to simplify notations, I'm just going to use X to represent observations. So in a population, meaning a large group of individuals, we have many observations, many X values. So what do we want? Well, we don't know what is the mu. Mu is the population mean. For example, if the population is all USF students, I want to know what is the mean, meaning the average height of USF students. So on average, how tall is a USF student? So we use mu. Mu is the Greek letter to represent population mean. Nobody has time to ask everybody, how tall are you, how tall are you? So we just take one sample, typically. One sample, meaning one small group selected from the population. Now, so we use this small n to represent sample size. So in this case, my sample has 3 individuals. So small n is equal to 3. So small n is sample size. Once we have a sample, we can calculate the sample mean, x bar. Whoops. So bear with me. I need to fix that, erase that. Good. So sample mean. So what I would do is I use the sample mean to estimate the population mean. So this process that you are using your sample data to estimate the population, some kind of population characteristic, is called statistical inference. Okay, so statistical inference, I think I have the definition here. So just bear with me. Statistical inference, I think I have the definitions somewhere here. Right, so statistical inference is the process to draw a conclusion about the population based on data from a sample. So this is what we're going to do for the second half of the course. So statistical inference is what we're going to do for the second half of the course. Okay. Now, the tricky part is, even before I tell you, you know that the sample mean is not going to be exactly the same as the population mean. So you have only one sample. You have a limited number of individuals. The average of that sample is not going to be exactly the same as the average of the bigger group, right? So this is for sure. But the question is, how close? How close is your sample mean is to the population mean? So this is your sample mean. Roughly, how big is the distance? Is it like this big, or is it going to be much closer? Okay, so what is the distance? And this is the question that we want to answer in this chapter.